I caught the cruise ship's horn blow. That horn blow is telling you to blow off. That's a warning that we are already starting or about to start sailing away from Kusadasi, Turkey. I would say this is my first new port of the cruise, meaning my first time here. My boarding port, Civitavecchia, and Athens, I had been there already. Although Athens, I just was there for a whole week. Now we're sailing away, and data will only last so long, but we will vlog till the end of it because I rather like this view of Kusadasi. Actually, if I'm skilled enough, I can try to do also 360 and VR, but honestly I only have hands to do so many things. If I'm vlogging this time, I'm going to leave it as a vlogging sail out, as opposed to trying to do too many things at once. The best is when the ship does everything for you, but I can still pan around and show more of the port area that we just left. Otherwise, I will concentrate on Kusadasi's Hollywood sign. Kusadasi is the drop-off port for the ancient Roman city of Ephesus, which was the largest outside Rome proper. Ephesus was really a consumerist society. Maybe that was the beginning of American consumerism. They had so many storefronts in Ephesus. In fact, a good majority of what we saw in Ephesus was storefronts and yet to be excavated storefronts. I vlogged from the main highlight of Celsus Library, which was the third largest library in the ancient world, second only to the one in Egypt and another one in Turkey. For some reason, the vlog just had a brain fart. We're back again in Kusadasi, Turkey, but sailing away. We'll keep the vantage point for as long as we can. But honestly, I expect data to cut out at any point. we're starting to see some of nighttime Turkey. Okay. Okay, we are going to walk on over to the other side of the vessel. I've given you some clues. Which vessel is this? I'm trying to give you just enough to guess. Although if you were at my earlier vlog, you should have known by now what it is. I'm giving some clues and hints as to the vessel, but only just enough to guess. Otherwise, you're on the other side now. Do you want to take the VR? Okay, can you hold it while I get the VR out? Can you hold it for a minute or two? Just keep it straight, steady. Okay. So we're going to pan around to that thing. Too much equipment on me and too few hands. That is probably the call to prayer that you hear in the background. If I recall correctly, it happens 5 times a day.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking from the bridge. I hope you had a great time here in Kusadasi today. And maybe you went shopping some leather jackets or some watches or some carpets maybe. Well, we are leaving, as you maybe noticed. We are turning around, heading out to sea. And next stop is Rhodes. Fantastic Greek island on the south of us here. And can we recommend the
Yes, I'm doing 2 things at once right now. That's my VR camera in front, just as the
And
proof.
of course, it's just now finished with the olive season, so maybe you got some fresh
We will
olive
cheat a
oil
little like this.
in Greece. Again, hope you had a great day. See you around, and have a great evening.
Oh my god. Now I'm a little bit stuck with 2 cameras running at the same time, but it is what it is. Sometimes to get the best footage, you have to be creative and flexible and acrobatic. This turnout has shown us essentially a 360 or 180 pan of the entire port area of Kusadasi, Turkey. Once we leave on this though, probably going to lose connection. I've been saying this for a while, but I'm convinced it's going to happen soon.
Again, some bubbles. Fantastic.
go. In case I forget to answer the question, the viewer Lord of Eldoron has asked me, in particular, what exactly have I done to practice extreme financial discipline? What have I cut out? I'm lucky because all of the typical traps of life that are expensive, I have little attraction to. These include houses, cars, clothes, cosmetics, alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana. In essence, anything outside the purview of adventure is outside of my budget. I live at home, and I will do so for the rest of my life. That's actually a big financial decision to make. I tell people, be strong. Who gives a fuck what people think if you're, quote-unquote, Matthew McConaughey in Failure to Launch? The world's a different world right now, and to prove yourself means essentially nothing if you're sad. That's what I think, okay? Yes, I'm cheating the cameras a little bit, but that's so that we can get a clear view of everything. Now the sail out has officially ended, so I'm going to try and at least turn off my other cam here. We're gonna have to cut. Yes. Ugh. I have to cut off parts of this footage. Okay. Alright. Alright. Where was I? Yeah. Other people will probably find it much more of a sacrifice to forego all the things I just listed and mentioned. That's fine. A lot of it is you're buying social acceptance. Do you really need a house under your name? Or is it good enough to just live with people you're okay living with? That also requires people to be accepting of different lifestyles. For example, parents have to be comfortable understanding what the new world is and the world that they contributed to. Okay? The world that they built was based on infinite growth, as if we could have such a thing. And the economies around the world have shown that there is a finite limit to what we can do to expand. We're probably still in a heavily expansionist mindset, but I'll say that all good things come to an end. So we might be at the end of that era. Now, even if we were still in the mid-boom times of that era, what do you prove exactly? To me, I have an opposite mindset about it. In Vancouver, they have already calculated that real estate is at least 50% overpriced. To me, okay, buying something that you know is 50% overpriced is sheer stupidity. Now, some people see it as a mark and badge of honor. I see it as sheer stupidity. I've always been the type of person who says, if you can buy something for cheaper without a huge cut in quality or service, why would you care? If you're buying things like prestige and other such things, just know that they come at a heavy, heavy, heavy cost to you personally. In order to afford such prestige, you have to probably work a shitty job that you hate. No job that pays you 6 figures is going to be an easy job. Yeah? okay, you're probably going to hate it. And if you're one of the lucky few that likes it, you're probably going to at least still be worked to the bone. Elon Musk is a good example. He probably loves his work. He never sleeps. He never eats. He probably barely fucks. That's what might have contributed to his demise with Grimes and all of his other previous wives. I've stripped life to its bare minimum essentials in that sense. I would say I only need to eat and sleep to sustain my body, even the fucking thing. I'm very good at doing that to myself. So I satisfy it that way. But all lifestyles are a balance of pros and cons. No one lifestyle is the best. I know people always look at Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and think that they're perfect and they have the perfect life, and if only you were Bill Gates or ex Mackenzie Gates, whatever, you'd be happy. Get with reality, people. No amount of external this or that is going to make you happy. Now, I've been asked, were you traveling? All that. That's in some ways an external thing. Yeah, I guess you could say so, but I would say that the experiences that I have inform an inner journey, an inner soul journey. Okay? How it does so, I've yet to completely understand, but part of me vlogging is finding that out with all of you. Okay? Sometimes I'm going to have epiphanies, sometimes I'm going to walk those epiphanies back, find them, whatever. The more that I learn from the ancient people, the more I understand what they felt, how they thought in their constrained way of living. People like Marcus Aurelius have had a lot to teach me about Stoicism. I've been looking into Stoicism before through people like Tim Ferriss, the modern day philosopher, you could say. I'll probably research more into these people if I can, but every bit and piece that I learn tells me something about life. Eventually, I think all of these moments are like bits of a mosaic. They'll fit together. I've yet to know how that will happen, but I'm certain that it has already done so and will continue to do so. That's my relatively short answer about how I afford this lifestyle, but I think it's an important one because it coalesces many philosophies together. For example, philosophies of belonging, philosophies of life meaning, philosophies of priority. These are all things that I've briefly touched upon, and I will expand on further later when I can. Huh? Okay, sure. Can you... I'm gonna go for another couple minutes around the ship, maybe. Yeah. I will continue around the ship for another couple minutes because I can show a little bit of what I've been living on the last couple days and will continue to live on for the next little while. Another tip on how to afford this kind of travel is you do it the budget way. Now, how could a ship possibly be budget? They have their own way of earning money. One of them is upselling you on things on board. So if you're a simple person, you will survive on things that they provide on board. If you're a gluttonous fuck, then you can pay more for more food, for more drinks. But honestly, that's what I mean by having financial discipline. Okay? That's where they get the lines on you. For example, all of my cruises that I've taken, including ones to such places like the Arctic, Antarctica, generally expensive places, I've done for less than $50 per person per day. Now, if you live in the developed world, you're going to spend a lot more on that living normal life in, let's say, Canada or the US. When people ask me how do I afford to do these things, travel, I would say, how do you afford to live in the US or how do you afford to live in Canada? That's what I would say to them. Since my Wi-Fi has held up, my data, I can continue to explain that if you're middle class, professionally speaking, you're probably going to have to work sometime in your life. I worked since I was young because we had a family business, an accounting firm, which we still run. I used to despise that business because I thought that it had taken my childhood away, and in some ways it did. But it also gave me something that I've only been able to appreciate now. What it gave me is flexibility and a little bit of a nest egg. So because I've always been a cheap fuck, I've been able to save a lot of money. And when I say cheap, I mean that I only pay when I have to pay legally to receive the product or service. That's because pricing is the job of the company selling you their good or service. If they say it costs $1 and that dollar is acceptable to you, you pay it. If they say it's free, you take it. If they have a bunch of guilt trips on you saying it's $1, but maybe you could help out with salaries of their employees in the form of tips, I say, fuck you, that's your legal responsibility. Yes, that might sound mean, but in any case, I would say the companies are the ones who are asking you to subsidize their wages, their fees, but are they giving you any of the profits? That's exactly it. When you're a company, you're responsible for paying for your company taxes, your company rent, your company electricity, your company whatever it is. For them to come and ask you to pay for things to run their own company is outside the purview. If you want to support corporate socialism, as it were, that's perfectly fine and up to you. But I've decided to be on my own journey and path and only pay for things that I need to legally. That's about the end of my spiel. I'm